So one thing that I ask for God, only one thing I see. In the month of Elul, it's traditional to say achat shaalti. It's from Tehillim. It's Psalm 27, and that's how it starts. Only one thing I ask from God. Only one thing do I seek. The question that I have for you is, if you were to ask God for one thing, what would that one thing be? When we're standing before God, and at this point in time I'm referring mainly to Rosh Hashanah because that has been designated as our time of true introspection, and this doesn't mean that we are not or don't have the opportunity to stand in front of God at any time. Actually, we do. This is an active choice that we make. But coming into Rosh Hashanah during the month of Elul and all the way through to Sukkot, when we say achat shaalti, we're saying one thing I ask of you. And I really have to find myself struck by that question, because the question is, what would we ask for? What are we looking for? Are we looking for health, wealth, success, the usual shirt maybe? And I think it's very hard for us to work towards something if we don't know what it is that we are working towards. What are we actually aiming for? During the month of Elul, we're doing Teshuvah, so we are returning, and we talk about returning to God and returning to our true selves. And I think it's a very, very interesting question, because we find ourselves in this rat race where we are constantly just trying to keep our heads above water. However happy your life is, or if it's unhappy, it's more obvious. But even if you're happy, we find ourselves that we're sort of living in this manner where we're going through the routine. We get up, we go to work, or we do whatever it is that fills our days, and time is inexorably sort of marching forward. And here I am sitting here, and we're talking about pre-Rosh Hashanah thoughts, and the thought that you can ask God for anything. What would you ask for? So according to Tehillim here, what are we saying? What are we asking for? We're saying the only thing that I'm asking for God is to live in the house of God all of my life, to see the goodness of God, and visit God's sanctuary. But I think if we can take that one step further and understand that God's sanctuary is our sanctuary, and our sanctuary is found within us, then maybe what we're saying here in this particular psalm, when we're asking to be brought back into the house of God, is actually to be brought back to that sense of inner peace that we can and should find within ourselves. Anyway, so this is my achat shaalti. That's my thoughts, and I hope maybe it was helpful for somebody. Achat shaalti me'et Hashem, ota avakesh. Achat shaalti me'et Hashem, ota avakesh. Shivti bevet Hashem, kol yemei chayai. Tachazot b'noam Hashem